my driving on the road. I finished all my driving in the parking lot with the backing through the alleys and backing into a docking area and parallel parking and that sort of thing. And last Saturday, I had passed my written exam and got my temporary permit, and the instructor said, okay, this morning we'll go out on the road. You can go get in that truck over there and get it ready and we'll go. I'll be out in a few minutes. So I went over and crawled in this truck. It was a great big Freightliner. The tractor was a Freightliner. And I got in and started looking over the cab, and it was a little bit rough, and you could tell it had some years on it. And well, I turned it on, checked all the instruments, and the odometer, when it came up, said it had 365,000 miles on it. Well, wow. I checked the brakes and the air and everything checked out all right, and I was looking for the push buttons on the panel for the transmission, shift the gears. The Internationals that we had driven had push button gear shift, and all you had to do was push for forward, push for reverse, and it automatically shifted up through, I think it was 10 speeds. I couldn't find the push button. I looked down on the floor. There was this big stick. It was as big around as my wrist. And I moved it side to side. I knew what it was. It was a gear shift and it had a clutch. And but that's the first time in about 30 years, I guess, since I got rid of my pickup truck, that I had driven a stick shift of any kind. And this one, fortunately, the gear shift knob had the diagram of the shift positions on it. And it had 6 speeds. 6 speeds forward plus reverse. And so I went through the checks. It's a pretty extensive checkoff list when you're going for the examination. And I went through the whole thing and checked it out. And the instructor came out and he said, okay, we're going out on the road today. And make a big U-turn here in the parking lot, and then we'll go up to the end of the parking lot and make another U-turn and come down and go through the exit gate to the Pepsi plant. Well, I was able to do that without grinding the gears too much.
So was it like a first, second, third?
First is way up here, second is back here, third is there, fourth is here. No, reverse, you pull all the way over and up. That's reverse. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the throw is about like I'm showing you.
Wow.
Boy, you reach for it. Well, we got out on the road, and I got out of the parking lot without hitting either side of the gate. And we got out of the industrial park where the Pepsi plant's located. And we went out of the entrance to the industrial park, came out west to Davis Highway, and made a left turn onto Davis Highway. Left turns they're sort of a thrill.
Yeah.
And on Davis we went south, a couple of stoplights, no problem at all. A lot of traffic. But didn't have any problem with that. We came on down past University to Olive Street and made a left turn on Olive.
Boy, you were in traffic.
In traffic. And at Olive and Davis, we made a left turn onto Olive, headed east, and we stayed on Olive. It's about, I don't know what, 3 miles, honey, over to Scenic Highway. Quite a bit of traffic, and that's a 2-lane road. And some potholes and bicyclers and a lot of hazards, and didn't have any trouble with it. But then finally got to Scenic, and it was downhill, and I was clipping along pretty good on Olive Baptist. I was up to about 45 miles an hour, I guess.
Which gear?
and I was in for fourth, I think, maybe fifth. But he said, okay, when we get down here on Olive, we're going to be going downhill onto Scenic at the intersection, make a right turn on Scenic. So you're going to have to shift down before you start down this hill. Oh boy, well I didn't. Shifting down, I knew I'm going to have to double clutch it to keep from clashing the gears. Pulled it back to neutral, let out the clutch, hit the accelerator, got the RPM up to about 2,000, clutch back in, back down to the next gear down, didn't grind or anything, just as pretty as you please. Big grin. And I went on back down to, what was it? I guess I was into second gear and just dragging down on the engine, hardly had to use any brake. He said, that was good, that was good. So, got down to the intersection, right turn on the Scenic, headed southwest on Scenic, down toward I-10, and crossed railroad tracks and several intersections. And when we got to I-10, we took the ramp onto I-10. First time I'd been on the interstate. Got on the interstate, I went through the gear, boom, 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 up to fifth gear, and finally got to sixth. All the way up, I was cruising along at about 65, I guess, on I-10. He said, okay, we want to get off at the Davis Highway exit. Okay, got to shift down. Double clutch, double clutch, double clutch, bring it down. And took the exit, came off, went north on Davis, back up to where we had started from, but then I went left on, what is it, what's that road? Copter Road. Copter Road. Up to 9 Mile Road. A lot of traffic on 9 Mile Road, even on Saturday morning. And stopped, and it's a slight uphill there, so I had to hold it and shift and clutch and do all the good things without rolling back into the guy behind me, and make a left turn onto Davis. Well, I got about halfway across Davis. It's 4-lane, a divided highway, and got almost across. There came a lady over the hill. She must have been doing 70, and she was aimed right for me, and he said, "Gun it." So I stomped on it and went scooting through the intersection, and he said, "Stay in the left lane." And I wound it around into the left lane, just like I'd been doing it all my life. And went on Davis all the way down to University, and that's a pretty good intersection there. So we're going to make a left turn on University.
That's just where we were.
And so got to University, left turn on University, all the way across, stayed on University, all the way back to Davis Highway, left turn on Davis, cross traffic and everything, back to the industrial park, and got out. And he said, that was good. That was good.
Wow.
I was walking about 10 feet